Okay, so I'm back. Um, First thing I'm gonna do is kind of pick up where I left off. Um, in the last message or I guess live that I did. Um, I was telling everybody about some of the things that that has been going on as far as some of the things that I'm learning since I came home. Um, but like I said before, it has been an issue, in the black community, not just the trans community, but in the black community as far as finding housing, employment, all those things. I'm not saying it happens like that for everybody because it's just depending on the particular area a person is in that has a lot to do with the resources that are available to that person. Um, So for me, most of my work since I came home has been advocacy work. Um, I've done a lot. I've worked with a lot of different groups. I've worked with Years of Memoir. I've worked with Survived and Punished. Done a lot of work with BGR, which BGR has it's like a home now. Um, and I can say that because before going to my first BGR event, I didn't know any of those people. I didn't have any type of connections to them. Um, but within going to that first event and meeting the people, um, I was in a new place surrounded by a whole bunch of people I didn't know, but at the same time, they made me feel so comfortable. Um, and I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed that comfort and that knowing that hey, it's okay. You know, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought scared because I haven't really had many interactions with more people like myself. But I also have done some work with the University of California. Um, that was a panel. I think I done it was for MLK Day, and it was a Black Liberation and Legacy panel that I did. Um, there was a lot going on. There was a lot discussed, and in that panel, I learned you know, leading up to the panel, actually, I learned a lot more about my history, Black history. Um, I learned more about the movement itself as far as activism and abolishing, abolition work. I learned a lot more during that time of preparing for that panel. I looked at a lot of different videos. I did a lot of reading, a lot of studying. So when the time came for me to actually do the the panel, I will be ready for. I had my list of questions the week prior to the actual panel, and that was enough time to actually look over my questions and have my answers already prepared. So when the time came for me to do the panel, I would be ready. Um, I also have done panels with Blue Star uh, bookstore, and it was um, the voices of abolition. Um, and I think it was what was it, Eight to Abolition or something like that. And that was another good one. A lot of the panels that I have done since I've been home have been about abolition and has been about the fight that started so long ago and that is still going. But the only difference is now that we're fighting for different things. Everybody is fighting for something. From the basic right to just exist and be in a place and share that same space with people who are not necessarily like you, but are, I guess you could say, a part of you in a sense. Um, I've done letter writing campaigns for free, Ashley Diamond. That there has been so many things that I have done and doing all of this stuff. I'm actually just learning a little bit more about myself each time that I'm in attendance to one of these groups or one of these panels. Um, I'm getting a little bit more background into my history, into how this even came about. what am I really fighting for? Um, why did I start? And why I'm going to continue to do it. And the reason why I started was because I was incarcerated in 2011. Um, so I was incarcerated from 2011 until 2020, July of 2020. And in that time, I learned firsthand how the system itself is designed to pretty much break each and every person that enters it. No matter what you're guilty of, what you're accused of, you're innocent. It doesn't matter once you're inside of the justice system. You become a number. And when you become a number, everything that you are as a person is not important. You're not seen as that person anymore. You're only seen as a number. Or you're only seen as whatever it says on your intake paperwork. And that is not a good thing, people. It's really not. For the longest, I had to fight to just stay alive. Um, I had so many issues with the officers, the staff, because of how I looked or how they perceived me. I wasn't given a chance to really just be myself, even in that place. So it was like it's nowhere that I could have went and been myself because at every turn I was constantly forced into being something that I'm not, having to identify something that I'm not. I didn't like it, but it was nothing I could do about it at the time. The most I could do was write agreements or attempt to talk to somebody and hope that hey, they'll have a heart, maybe they'll do something to help. And a lot of a lot of times that didn't go anywhere. 9 times out of 10. So then from that point, you know, I started filing grievances. And then if my grievance got denied, I send in an appeal because hey, I need help. You're not going to ignore me. And that's the thing. I'm one of those people. You're not going to ignore me. You're going to see me. You're going to hear me. And you're going to know exactly what it is I'm talking about. I'm going to make it known to you the problems that I'm having. And I'm going to let you know what it is that you can do to help to improve my situation, whatever it is that I have going. So when things happen in life and you realize that, you know, it may not, things may not be going in the direction that you felt they should be going in, but you have enough in here to know that, hey, it's not going how I think it should go. There's something I can do about it. I'm not one of those people that's going to continue to talk about the problem without coming up with a solution to fix the problem. Talking about a problem isn't going to fix it. You have to come up with a solution or come up with solutions. So if the first one don't work, you can go to the next. So you have to keep on until you fix. So I'm going to start getting on more. I'm going to start posting more videos. And in those videos, I'm going to talk about my experiences in prison already on the page. Um, that my best friend and business partner posted when I was bored from videograms that I sent out. Um, but now, if anyone has any questions, please feel free to answer. To be honest with you, you may not get the answer that you want. Please feel free. Also, if you want more information on me and whatever I have going on, you have any questions, you can go to freedomoverground.org. That is my website. You can find all the information you need as far as the work that I do now that I'm home, which is direct support for those, and also do support for when they come home. We're partnered with other orgs to help meet the needs of the people that are inside, both those that are trying to do advocacy work and that are actually trying to do the work. One thing I need you to know, you cannot help the people on side unless you have contact with those people and you talk to them to find out what their needs are. Do not assume that anybody on the inside knows you or what you're doing out here, because those little phone calls from inside to home, those calls are to check on family, to see what's going on with family. It's not asking, hey, is there any groups out there, any LGBT groups out there? What's going on? Anybody got any protests? They doing any kind of marches? What's going on? Those are not the questions that's being asked. So stop assuming that people know who you are or what it is you're doing. Nobody knows. They're not going to know until you do the first thing, which is that first step, which is getting in contact with those people that are inside. Get in contact with them. Be genuine. Be transparent about what it is that you want to accomplish by starting a friendship slash relationship with that person. But also know that you have to set boundaries. You have to be very clear about your intentions. Don't mislead. Don't be in your approach or in your intentions. You have to be completely honest and be vulnerable. It's okay. Make sure you're letting your intentions be known, what it is that you plan to get from this friendship, because you have to be honest with people. You have to let people know why you're there, because they're already going to be questioning it. Because when you're locked up for any amount of time, you begin to question people and their motives. And that's because that's what you have to do on the inside. So you're going to question anybody that you feel like is trying to get close to you. So just take that into consideration. Learn to humanize with others. Realize that we've all been to a place that maybe we're not proud of. But maybe we just want it to go away, but it doesn't. It's a part of you, it's a part of who you are. So you have to accept and respect in the people that you encounter in everyday life. But also know you can't take anything that happens to you, anything that a person says to you personally. Most of the time, it's just a projection of their feelings about their self, their direction that their life is going. So it's just knowing that you can't take everything personal. And you come in with the best intentions for growth, love, respect, honesty. Everything that you do has to be for growth. And in life, we all learn by doing or by seeing or by hearing. So just know whatever it is that you're putting out, whatever energy, whatever vibe, whatever intention it is you're putting out, it's going to come back to you in some way, shape, or form. And make sure whatever you say, you mean it. In life, all you have is your word. And if a person can't trust their words, they're not going to trust you. So I think that's all I got for right now. So I will be back a little bit later um, with some more, I guess, thoughts or food for thought, however you want to look at it. So until then, be safe, take care, and I'm out.